Greetings, Moonlight Citizens. I'm your man on the moon, here with another rather action packed, bump filled, spotastic episode of Moonlight Kingdom Reviews, as this episode will cover none other than the most recent edition of Survivor Series. And this is a pretty special one. Normally, when I would do one of these, I would be like, oh, here's the non spoiler review in case you haven't seen it, and here's the spoiler review. But let's face it, everybody and their older brother has seen this one. Whether you're a longtime fan of the man, or you hate him, or you couldn't think anything of it, you know who shows up at the end. You know what happens. So I'm just going to go in all non spoiler right here, right now, in Moonlight Kingdom Reviews. Back off in 3, 2, 1. Well, now, dear Moonlight Citizens, I wasn't initially going to cover the Survivor Series. I mean, it wasn't until I actually sat down and watched it. I mean, I'd heard the rumors, I'd heard all the buzz around the return of one Mr. Randy Orton. I'd heard the many rumors, speculations, accusations, consternations about one returning Charles Montgomery, Cookie Monster, Cookie Master, Chick Magnet Punk, but I had no plans on talking about any of it. But then, as I was watching the event, the Women's War Games match kicked into gear, and yeah, now I do have something to talk about. I really do have something to say, man. It's been a while since I've actually covered a pay-per-view. I think the last one I covered was WrestleMania, but yeah, I was going to cover a pay-per-view. It was definitely going to be one of the big four, and guess what? Survivor Series, even with its War Games subtitle, is one of those big four. So, and we dive into this, man. Here we freaking go. Alright, so that women's war games match. Not even 5 minutes in and the crowd is chanting, "We want tables." This is not something it's something I really don't like about modern day crowds, man. 5 minutes in the match and you're like, "We want tables, we want Give them 5 minutes, for goodness sakes, man. The match just got going, and technically it hasn't really gotten going yet, because not everyone's in the ring. It's just the first two people, and you're like, "We want tables." Just, man, come on. That was disappointing. But other than that, yeah, they did get tables and they did have a table spot. That was neat. But like the crowd being like, "We want tables," 5 minutes in, that's basically like, we won't even give you 5 minutes to wrestle and show off your stuff before we were like, "Bring out the toys." Just, yeah. Anyway, Asuka goes for the mist and gets blasted full on in the face with a fire extinguisher. That was a nice spot, and that was an excellent counter to the mist. Kairi Sane Naka came in and started blasting people with the trash can lid. Just whack, 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 left and right. That was nice. Io Sky went diving off the cage with the trash can over her head, straight out of NXT War Games. That was cool. And this was the bric-a-brac match, full of weapons and furniture spots and debris everywhere in the end. I give it a solid 4.8 out of 5 stars. That's my take on it. Let's roll, people. On with the rest of the show. Now, normally I would just cover the matches themselves, but this ad was so damn absurd that I had to say something. The ads in WWE are vaguely ridiculous, like, I don't know, Jacked energy drink, the Mountain Dew match between Bray Wyatt and LA Knight, which would sadly be Bray Wyatt's last match, RIP. It was pretty fun, dude. I will give it that match. I won't have anything to say about a particular ad unless it does something fun or unique. You know, your, Slim Jim Battle Royals was an interesting idea, and it had a narrative purpose. LA Knight being like face of Slim Jim now, nonsense Randy Savage, that was a nice touch. But this random ass ad for Ruffles, that was like, that ad played in the vein of the Kendall Jenner Pepsi commercial, man. It's like you got Pretty Deadly on one side and Otis on the other, talking about like the Ruffles chips, and they're arguing over, are they chips? They're crisps, chips, crisps, chips, crisps, and then in comes R-Truth with the Ruffles chips, and he like gets, and they all learn to get along thanks to the power of Ruffles chips, like Kendall Jenner in the ad, with the cops on one side, protesters on the other, and she just swoops in with that can of Pepsi to be like, "Hey, peace, everybody." Like, just
Like the can is enough to bring peace between these two warring factions, and the Ruffles is definitely enough to bring peace between these two tag teams. Like, what the hell? In other news, R-Truth is back. Yeah, we ain't seen him since he got injured over down in NXT. He shouldn't have been down there in the first place, man. He's R-Truth. You got R-Truth on your roster and you can't find something for him to do? What are you doing? Like, what's wrong with you, man? Like, he's R-Truth, one of the most versatile wrestlers on the brand, man. He's also one of the funniest dudes on the show. Like, dude, he's un like this is his comedy is like meticulous and planned out. This I think it is. Yet it comes across like, oh, wait, I didn't plan that. That was a freak accident. You're like when he just be turning up in places he's not supposed to be, like turning up in the middle of the ring with Brock and Heyman, turning up like in the middle of a discussion about the Money in the Bank match, turning up like to this. He turns up in the middle of a Money in the Bank match like promo to talk about the Royal Rumble. They were like, "Man, this ain't the Royal Rumble, and you're not even in the match." Or like in the Rumble when he came in with that ladder because he thought it was Money in the Bank, and he reached up, there was nothing. That was that was hilarious, man. I'm glad he's back. I'm glad they managed to put him on the show somehow. It was good. Excellent use of R-Truth's talent in this comedy segment, and it served as well an ad for the show. Well, that was that. Moving onwards to the rest of the matches on the card. All right, now we're moving on to that IC title glory. That's right, the most prestigious title on Monday Night Raw, and not named the World Heavyweight title, with a rich history going back to the days of Harley. No, wait, that's the U.S. title. Pedro. Wait, is it? Yeah. Tito Santana. Wait, that's the WWE. Is that the WWE title? Did Tito win? I don't know, man. Going back as far as the one Billy Gunn, he won that one time, right? Like, okay, let's see. It's going back beyond that. The champions like, The Rock, Triple H, Chris Jericho, Bret Hart, Roddy Piper, many talents have held this, prestigious title. The longest of them being the Honky Tonk Man until recently, when none other than the Ring General Kunta won the damn belt and held it. I don't know how long he's had it for, but it's longer than Honky Tonk, longer than, well, anybody has had that belt for, man. Longer than the Warrior, longer than anybody. He's the longest reigning IC champion of the modern era, going up against one of the greatest IC champions of the modern era in The Miz. Because he's The Miz and he's awesome. He don't say that anymore for some reason. I don't know why. He was really over and it was really good. He had a catchphrase. Why he don't use it, I don't know. He's just talk show host guy lately. Like he don't be like he not that he don't be wrestling. He does be wrestling every now and then, but still, like he's mostly see him on Raw. It's because he's on like Miz TV, and that's that. But anyway, moving on with this match. What else we got to see? Oh yeah. It will never not be impressive seeing Gunther drop kick people. It was impressive when he was all huge, and it's somehow more impressive now because he like does it more gracefully. So yeah, after kicking out of the power bomb, Gunther's power bomb, a small portion of the crowd started chanting, "Let's go, Miz! Let's go, Miz! Let's go, Miz!" So there's definitely like some serious support in the idea of a face Miz, going up against the heel Gunther. Those definitely, it's pretty much, it's the most support I've seen for a face Miz run in all the times he's turned face. Because the Miz is like, it's just natural heel. He does it really well. So to have him be a face just seemed, I don't know, it seemed to work against him. He even had a shirt one time that said "New haters wanted," and on the back it's like the old ones are starting to like me. And he wasn't really clicking with everybody like he should, like he normally would have. Like the crowd wasn't reacting as it used to. But whatever. Maybe that was just timing or whatever. But anyway, moving on. There is some. Oh yeah, Gunther puts the sleeper on the Miz, but Miz able to grab the turnbuckle pad while the ref wasn't looking, and he rips the thing clean off. Which, while the ref was working on, getting the turnbuckle pad, the Miz was able to hit a low blow on Gunther before hitting him with a skull crushing finale. And for a sec, it seemed like this was the finish. Like and if the roles for to reverse, if Miz was the brash arrogant heel and Gunther was the face, this probably would have been the finish. He would have cheated to win, but Gunther was able to kick out and get that win over the Miz. The match ended with Gunther tapping the Miz out. Overall, I'd give this match a 4.5 out of 5. That's just my opinion on it. I give it a 4.5 out of 5 because Gunther never disappoints in his title matches, and he's able to just pull something out of all his opponents. In that there's like a few of them where you're like, damn, they're really gonna do this. Like he can win. There was like one moment in this match where it felt like that might be the case with Miz, but like, it was a brief moment. But yeah, I appreciate that though Miz is the face in this scenario. He's only the face in this instance, but he's still using the heel tactics to try and get the win. He's not gonna suddenly become like the honorable, smiley good guy who'll let the bad guy get back up to his feet before continuing to dish out punishment. Like he still stays true to himself. He's still using those Miz tactics to win. Maybe if he had Maurice in his corner, he would have won. Like maybe, just maybe. But hey, man, if anybody's gonna beat longest reigning champ of the modern era, it ought to be the greatest IC champ of the modern era. Just saying, would be an interesting match. I mean, it would be an interesting idea, but we know like a role, like a win that big, could be used to like launch somebody. Like because once Gunther drops that title, he's not gonna be like coming back for it. Maybe he might. He might be coming back for it with a vengeance, but ultimately, no. Once he drops that title, he's gonna move on to like the world title scene because he's seemingly being set up to be like the final boss of WWE, like in the vein of a Brock Lesnar type, but for like the IC title division. And I hope he does become that kind of character, like with or without a title. It becomes this thing where like if you can get a victory over Gunther, like you're made, let them make him that Brock Lesnar type where if you can get a win over Brock Lesnar, like, that shows the company sees something in you and they want to make you a guy, so they need you to beat the big guy to let the audience know, like, okay, this guy is our guy for now. Anyway, that's that. Gunther vs. Miz, 4.5 out of 5. On to the next. Whew. Up next was a match that I didn't really care all that much for, if I'm being honest. I didn't really have reason to care about this feud between Santos Escobar and Dragon Lee, which was still originally supposed to be Santos and Carlito, which, let's get it for real. If I'm being honest, man, and throughout this run, this like second comeback, when he initially came back, it was cool. When he was running with the LWO, it was kind of cool, but like once Ray lost that title, like Carlito just became like really unlikable. Like, yeah, like he was. I mean, yeah, you pointed out like Santos put the brass rings back in the ring, and that allowed Logan Paul to cheat and win the belt. But like, dude, at least he was there, man. Like, where were you at? Standing there pointing stuff out. Like, where were you at? Like, why weren't you down there? Why weren't you doing something? At least Santos was helping. Was trying to help Ray. You just showed up like. You riding them coattails, man. You just be coming in once everything's set up. Like, you weren't. Like, who is this dude to come in here and stuff? Whatever, man. Like, the promos before the matchup got me interested. Like the promo package before the match, that actually got me interested in this feud. The announcer said that Escobar was influenced by the likes of Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero. Yet by looking at his career and, like some of the gear he used to wear back down in NXT, it's clear it's way more Eddie Guerrero than Ray. There's even like bits of Del Rio in there. Like, I mean, if I had to describe this match, it'd be something like Eddie Guerrero 3.0 versus Kalisto 2.0. I said that because Escobar is what, like Andrade Cien Almas and Alberto Rio could have been, whereas Dragon Lee is seemingly what Kalisto should have been. Like, not much to say about the match itself, but like, I mean, like, Del Rio was clearly just like, hey, what if we took Eddie Guerrero and we made him like, if he came from like a really rich family, what would he look like? And it'd be like that. It's like a merging of Eddie Guerrero and Ted DiBiase, that character. And it worked for a bit. For a time, it did work, but like the dude that they gave it to, they may have regretted that decision. And with Andrade, it was a case like it's very clearly like he's like an Eddie Guerrero type character. He doesn't wear a mask. He's the heel. He's got a manager. Just he's in that mode. He could have been that guy because he could go off top ropes. He could springboard. He could just out muscle the other cruiserweights too. he could have been like Eddie Guerrero, like the second coming of Eddie Guerrero, done properly if they hadn't released him, had him gone over to AEW, where he's currently um he's on Collision, isn't he? Yeah. He's on Collision. Anyway, yeah, that was it, man. Like, in regards to Dragon Lee, dude just reeks of Kalisto 2.0, and he's more like I would say Sin Cara 2.0 than anything, but Sin Cara botched on arrival and botched throughout, and it wasn't until he started teaming with. I mean, they tried to pair Sin Cara with Rey, like to really show like, hey, this guy's gonna be like the new Rey Mysterio. We're trying to manufacture a new Rey Mysterio. It didn't work. The guy who was originally Sin Cara, he left. Like he ended up leaving the company, and they said, screw it. They just pulled a full-on fake Diesel on him. They were like, we like you didn't make the gimmick special, we did. We're gonna have our own Sin Cara since you don't want to be Sin Cara, and they stuck the guy who was fake Sin Cara into the new Sin Cara. So that was a neat story. I mean, I liked it. I like this story. The guy under the mask was now Hunico instead of Mystico. So whatever. Go moving on. Not much to say about the match itself. It was your typical masked luchador versus unmasked heel luchador match. Santos and Lee both did top rope spots. They showed their athleticism, and it made sense for Santos to get the win here. He just turned heel. He can't really afford a loss, so you can't have this big heel turn your back on your friends, turn your back on like Selena and them, and come out with a loss to a guy you weren't even scheduled to face, a guy you weren't even beefing with a while back, a guy who has shoehorned himself in the story. Stop trying to make Dragon Lee happen. It's not gonna happen that way. Just let him happen. Stop trying to shoehorn him into existing stories. Let him have his own Dragon Lee stories, man. Come on. And this is the second time someone has blamed Zelina Vega for like their misfortune. Second time somebody just called her dead weights and like told her to get the heck out of there. Like, poor Zelina Vega, man. She got caught up in all this. Poor Zelina Vega. Out of everyone, I feel bad for her. I mean, Ray got injured, but like, out of everyone, I feel bad for Vega. Let me talk to ya. As an ad for Slim Jims came on, featuring one and only the new face of Slim Jims, the megastar, what everybody's saying, L.A. Knight, yeah. He was playing the Macho Man role as he came in. Like, there was something really boring going on. I think it was bingo or whatever. And then, boom, he comes in like Kool-Aid Man's in. And it's like, no excitement. Snap to a Slim Jim. Yeah. And when he bit into it, there was an explosion. Bit into it again. Boom, boom. Every time he bit into it, it was an explosion. It was felt more like a Tic Tac commercial than anything. It's like, put a Slim Jim in your mouth and get up. Boom, out of life. It's... But yeah, that was fun to watch, dude. I mean, it was a great way to get LA on the show. Even though he didn't have a match, it was a great way to put him on the show, and like show that he win that Slim Jim commercial. No, it's not Slim Jim commercial, the Slim Jim Battle Royal. Yeah. And he came out of it with this huge endorsement deal, and now he's the new face of Slim Jims. Yeah. I can understand why that would get annoying after a while. So, oh man, I got nothing else to say, but this was just a really fun ad, and I'm glad to see Knight on the show. I was glad he won that Battle Royal, and Triple H called it right. Good things come to those who wait. I was super bummed he didn't beat. I was kind of bummed he didn't beat Roman. I kind of knew he wasn't because like they were setting up Roman and Cody at the next year's WrestleMania, but still, man, it would have been an interesting thing to have Knight beat Roman, and then I don't know, maybe he drops it at the next pay-per-view or whatever, but damn, dude, it would have been cool to have Knight beat Roman and sow some doubt into that. Like, man, the WrestleMania plans have had to change because Knight's sudden rise in popularity is something they didn't plan for. That would have been, that would have been neat. That would have been cool. Even if it only lasted until, like, Fastlane or whatever, that would have been something. It would have been a unique change of days, and it would have made the plan seem a lot less predictable. But hey, man, all things change, and who's to say come this time WrestleMania, LA Knight won't be dripping in gold, man. Who's to say he won't be walking out of Philly with championships around his waist? What everybody's saying, LA Knight, yeah. Yeah. Our next contest, Rhea Ripley and Zoe Stark Whoo, man, this matchup. Let me tell you something, brother. Let me tell you something. This matchup had some pretty good interest going. I didn't know which way this was gonna go, man. I was intrigued. This match generally had me intrigued because I was expecting Ripley versus Nia Jax. You know, like Nia Jax just came back, jumped Rodriguez, jumped Ripley, and it was like, okay, surely they're setting up Nia Jax versus Ripley sometime soon. You know, the irresistible force, and you know the defiant challenger and the unbeaten champion. You know, something like that. Give Rhea Ripley like an opponent who could not match her power for power or strength for strength, but seemingly overpower her. Like, how would she handle that kind of challenge? Like that, what it looked like they were going for. That's the direction it seemed they would be going until like that wasn't. They like, you know, swerve. We got a better idea. We got Rhea Ripley versus Zoe Stark, and like Stark has had quite the year. You know, whether it be her team with Trish Stratus, her seemingly unending feud with Becky Lynch. I mean, it ended, but like, damn, did it last forever? You know, she's a very promising prospect in WWE, even down to like her days in NXT, man. Like that, she seemed almost earmarked for. Not like she was being selected by management or whatever. Like, oh, this is gonna be like the Roman Reigns thing. We're gonna push her to the moon, and it doesn't matter what you think. No, no, no. It seemed like she was gonna do something. You know, like there are those people who come into the WWE and you just see them their first couple matches in, you're like that person right there, you know. There, that's our blue chip prospect who's gonna accomplish great things. Keep an eye on them, you know. That seemed like that. But getting into the actual matchup, I didn't know I needed to see Rhea Ripley in assless abs until just now. Not just now, but like until I saw it. But now that I have, I'm glad I did. Even more so that she didn't take them off. You know, like she wrestled in the whole match. Yeah, baby. Yeah. Anyway, the makeup she had though, I mean, I could go on about that attire. You know, the black and white look of it all. The oof, but I feel like if I delve into that too much, I'm gonna get kicked off the air for something. You know, somebody's gonna call me a misogynist or whatever. I don't have time to deal with all that, man. I ain't Matt Rife, dude. I don't have time to be handling all this nonsense. Anyway, moving on. The makeup she had on reminds me of Tommy Lee Jones as Two-Face, because like he had like half his face all painted up and the other side looked relatively normal. And it was kind of like that, you know, like that's what it seemed to be going for. But you know, it also reminded me of those two women he had. One was dressed in all black and like silky black hair. Whew, man, I could go on about that, but damn, I need to get on with this. Let something very untoward be said here, and whatever, man. Um, it seems almost an homage to Shawn Michaels because like the shoes they look like black and white, kind of like Shawn Michaels had those black and white boots. But I'm not too certain about that because Judgment Day had a similar black and white vibe going on. Maybe it was all just unity, even though they were wrestling in separate matches. Anyway, the matches until now had very clear heel face dynamics. This was the first match of the night that was heel versus heel. And the match itself was really good. There was this spot where like after there was this initial dominance of Stark, and one would think the match would begin with them on even ground and then one of them would take over, but like nah, man, Stark came in out the gate taking over the match. You know, after that initial dominance, like she tried to springboard in the ring, but like as she went up, she ran straight like face first into a headbutt. Yeah, the upside of having a heel versus heel is that they can both play to the crowd and jaw jack their opponent, trash talk when they get the upper hand. It was cool. There was a moment where like Stark reversed this riptide attempt into a Z360, and it showed, and like they were both reversing each other's finishes. It showed that she knew that, yo man, this riptide is pretty freaking deadly, and they both knew like each other's finisher was deadly, and if the other person managed to hit it, it could be lights out. So they tried their best to avoid them. And I also appreciate that Rhea's finisher was protected in this match. She only had to hit it once to get the win. Like save those big like false finishes, like kicked out of so and so's finisher, not just for pay-per-views, but for like a big pay-per-view when there's genuine like fear and dread, like oh man, the champ might lose the title, like this could be it, you know, like for like a big moment. It has to mean something when someone kicks out their finisher. They can't just be kicking out on free TV or just cause, you know? Overall, I give this match a 4.7 out of 5. Yeah, that's how I give it, man. Like, just the build up was good. The attire, smoky. The match was good too. But damn, man, good old Rhea Ripley, man. And Zoe Stark, they came together and they just, mm, yeah, it worked. That's all I can say, man. It worked. I'll close out the night. Team Heat and Judgment Day. 5-on-5. Well, 5-on-4 in the beginning because Randy Orton didn't show up like everyone thought he would. So, Team Yeet went into this with a handicap. Anyway, yeah, going into this, the first two were Balor and Rollins. Made sense. Both guys could go the distance as shown by their performances in Royal Rumbles over the years. You know, Rollins had that one where he was in there for like 40 minutes, I think. But which is ridiculous in and of itself, man. That's episode of NXT right there, man. Yeah. Anyway, when jeyuso came in, man, that crowd came on. That crowd came alive, man. The yeet chants were echoing over and over everywhere. When he was like punching people, you know they have those moments of like, hey, boo, yeah. It was instead of the yeah, they were like yeet. The other guy punches boo, yeet, boo. And when he would land punch, be like yeet, yeet, yeet. And it was fun, man. It was so much fun watching that shit. Every time he threw a punch, people were really in the Uso this night, man. He made event JCO on the rise, man. He one of like the top 5 baby faces on Raw, in my opinion. Anyway, in a little under 2 months, he's become one of the top baby faces on Raw. Yeah, it's really showing here. When Damian Priest came in, he pulled out a baton and he started taking everyone out with it. The crowd didn't react like I thought they would because I like this little reference because it harkens back to his NXT days when he had that black baton and he was like whacking people. And even in the video game WWE 2K22, you could like pull the baton out from under the ring and hit him with it in the career mode. And weirdly enough, only in the career mode. You couldn't use the baton anywhere else. Okay, whatever, man. It was a nice touch. The crowd didn't react though because I think it was like such a deep cut. Cause it's been a while since Priest was in NXT, man. It's been like a good few years, and it's not just in NXT, but it's been a while since he used that like nightstick. But anyway, yeah, the crowd really like came on and like Sammy got in on the match because he brought in the table. The We Want table crowd lost their crap. Took out Priest, hit a blue thunderbomb on Finn Balor, and there was even shades of Triple H at Extreme Rules in his match against Brock Lesnar when he pulled down a silver pipe that was like hidden like at the top of the cage, like how Triple H pulled down a sledgehammer that was painted silver. When I saw that, I'm like, oh no, this is it, man. He's gonna win. Got that trademark weapon out here. Like, but he didn't. Right call to make, because Brock really needed to win because he can't have like back-to-back losses and stuff like that. But anyway, move on. It was pretty neat seeing Cody Rhodes in a War Games match. Like a proper War Games match, not the blood and guts thing they have over in AEW. And I don't really remember him being in that. Wasn't that like all I remember is Jericho being in those and him getting tossed off the cage and landing on what was very obviously a cushion. Just whatever, man. Anyway, it was nice seeing him in there because it was like shades of Dusty in there. The moments because he grabbed the bull rope. Because like this match was like Dusty's baby, man. Like Dusty was like when you think War Games, you think, well, personally, I think two people, Ric Flair and Dusty, and Sting in there. Like there wasn't, like I also think like that one, like Hogan was like Hogan, soon. Your hearing will go. Kamala, Shock, Ming. Like, I don't remember what the name of that team. Legion of Doom. Yes, the Legion of Doom. Wait, no, that wasn't them. That was fucking whatever the hell they were called. They going up against Hogan. That match was so ridiculous. So goofy in the lead up and so disappointing. But I'm getting off topic. Hitting dude with the bull rope. And he and Seth used the bull rope on Balor. That was a good moment. Nice little callback. Nice moment right there. When it was Dominic's turn to come in, dude is like a rabid dog running at everybody. Runs in, attacks one guy, runs to the next guy. Just taking them one shot at a time. And eventually they all like got back up around the same time and they surrounded him and they jumped him. They all just collectively jumped him and they were like kicking him while he was down. Oh, that was a funny moment, man. Rhea Ripley came down. Judgment Day got the upper hand, puts her through a table, and it seemed like he was down and out. Like, but then Rhea Ripley came down with the briefcase. I'm like, oh man, they're gonna do it. They're gonna cash in right here, right now in this match. Britt's gonna win. But then Randy Orton's music hit, and the camera zoomed. When the music hit, the camera zoomed in on Ripley. Like, oh no. That really had me laughing because it showed like WWE knows their audience, man. They know that we want to see, like when everyone was like, "Yo, man, when Randy Orton come back, he gonna RKO Ripley." They know that what we've been thinking, and they played into it, man. When he came down the ramp, the whole place was unglued, man. They were so happy to see him back. He looked good, man. He looked like in shape. And when he came in, he actually got in there. It was like an action movie. You know, it's in an action movie where the good guy comes in and the bad guys are all around and they jump in one. They try to get him one at a time and he dispatches them with ease. It was like that, man. Any thoughts of ring rust were quickly removed as he proved not only he still got it, he got that vintage Orton DDT, power slams. Man, he hit Dom with that RKO. I smiled so hard, man. It was so good to see him back in WWE. So good. So good. So good. Man. McDonough, there was another RKO in the match. The second RKO in that when McDonough got launched off the cage and landed perfectly right into an RKO. That was badass. Yeah. Rhodes hit the crossroad on Priest as Team Yeet stands tall over the Judgment Day at Survivor Series. 4.9 out of 5 stars if ever I seen one. Hell yeah. Ah! Well, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. This has been my review of Survivor Series. You know, as I'm sitting there, just watching Team Yeet stand in the middle of the ring, raising each other's hands, celebrating, you know, they're Cody's Rhodes blasting over the Titantron, not over the Titantron, blasting over the PA system, camera pans out, the end of show logo plays, then you hear the oh man, the rumors were true. CM Punk, the best in the world, was back in WWE, man. The God's personality rang out through the arena. I'd say people came unglued earlier on. Well, this was nothing. People lost their freaking minds, man. It was like, I don't know, man. This was I mean, yeah, baby, yeah. That's all I can say, man. My reaction, I lost it too, man. I was cheering. I was oh my, dude. I can't even put it in words, man. I'm tripping over myself describing this. This was better than his AEW turn, because well, I didn't have to watch it on freaking YouTube because I didn't know it was like happening, man. It wasn't on some random episode of Rampage that wasn't available in this country yet. You know, like just I saw it happening as it was happening, man. Like early days, man. I even recorded it so I can watch it again and again. It was dope. I've seen it like multiple times over and over. I watched it while it was going on, man. I dug this when he got down on his knees on the Douglas and he tapped his watch through there. It's clobbering time. The whole place said it with him. It was awesome. Perfect way to end the show. It was reminiscent of like when at the end of Extreme Rules when like Riddle was on his way up the stage and the show logo was coming out, lights went out, lantern comes on, and then Bray freaking Wyatt, man, it was like that. Rest in peace, man. He was truly a great thing. But damn, man, that return, it was just like that. It was perfect that they put this here and not earlier in the show or like open show or whatever. It was perfect. There was like some speculation. There was this thing like they announced Randy Orton was coming back because they didn't want people thinking CM Punk was going to be the mystery guy. And that was a good decision on them having the match happen. Give the guys in the ring their moment. Let them pose to the cameras. Show's going off the air, and then have Punk show up was absolutely the right call. Not having him intervene in any way in this match was perfect. Just give him his moment at the top of the stage. Let him celebrate with the fans for a moment, and then go back. That was amazing. That was a great way to end that show. Yes, baby. CM Punk, after almost 10 years away. Last time we saw him was 2014 Royal Rumble when he got eliminated by Kane. After almost 10 years away from the company, man, he is back. One of the longest reigning WWE champions of the modern era. Former IC champion, tag team champion, world heavyweight champion. Friggin' Money in the Bank 2-time. I repeat, 2-time Money in the Bank winner. CM Punk. CM Punk is back in WWE. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, that was a brilliant pay-per-view. This has been Moonlight Kingdom Reviews. I've been your man on the moon. I'm so psyched. Can't wait for Raw. Oh, man. The future is... Oh, man, the future is bright for WWE. I'm telling you that much, man. The stacked women's division, stacked mid-card, main event scene. Oof, man, so many amazing returns. This has been a great year for WWE. Oh, man, what wonders will 2024 hold in store for us? I have yet to know, but I do know that, man, this pay-per-view has been one of the greats, man. One of the better Survivor Series, one of the better War Games, just one of the better returns, everything, just top to bottom. There were moments where it lost me, I'll admit, Santos, Escobar, and them, and there were moments where it should have been bigger, but, it wasn't quite as big as I thought it was going to be, but it was still pretty big. But, as a pay-per-view, I definitely would rewatch. I recommend it. I would rewatch. It was definitely a fantastic show. Definitely. Whew, man, Triple H, there are many moments where I criticize, like, booking-wise and so on when it comes to certain stars. But, this was definitely not one of those moments. Stories had a beginning, middle, and end. And I just, man, this was awesome. I'm rambling on and on. But this has been a great episode. This has been a great pay-per-view to look back on. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. This has been Moonlight Kingdom Reviews. Peace out, y'all.
I was born to be a fighter, had these dreams and desires. I would be something better, energy, got a fire in my soul to keep burning. A pain that keep hurting, a curse is emerging. Feel the thirst, keep on working, I won't stop, I won't quit. To the top of this shit, I get lost in the work. Sweat dripping, not a bitch, I get mad, I get pissed. I get after this shit, hit the gas, feel the grip. Adrenaline, never miss, I'm not patient, but I've learned to embrace it. Cause I've been working, I've been waiting, never complacent. Cause I'm so close, I can taste it. Want it away from everything I've been chasing. I'm honest and I promise that I got this. I'm launching, all I've wanted has been exhausting. I'll teach you how to harness, control the conscious. You got this, yeah you got this, you gotta want it. Life ain't fair, are you gonna win or will you play scared? I will not stop, I am prepared to get to the top, yeah you must be rare. Got 'em like hey, hey, I will not stop, I am prepared to get to the top, yeah you must be rare. You got one shot, life ain't fair. Are you gonna win or will you play scared? I will not stop, I am prepared to get to the top, yeah you must be rare. Got 'em like hey, hey, I will not stop, I am prepared to get to the top, yeah you must be rare. Yeah, watch out, I'm fighting hard for the crown. Yeah, no doubt, I'll be the best pound for pound. I'm obsessed with winning, this is my house. So watch out, I'm coming to the top by vow. Yeah, I'm addicted to winning. If that's a sin, I'll be sinning. I'm disciplined when I'm in it, and this is just the beginning. The money, yeah, I'll be printing while helping others make millions. See, I'm not selfish, no villain, but still I'm making a killing. I'm here for greatness, you can't lock me into cages. Deserve to be on stages, I will be the greatest. Do it yourself, I made it. DIY from the basement, I'll take my life into my own hands. My own plan, yeah, I got a backbone, designing my own program. I'll mentor the next wave of the bravest, so don't be late, I'm about to make changes. One shot, life ain't fair. Are you gonna win or will you play scared? I will not stop, I am prepared to get to the top, yeah you must be rare. Got 'em like hey, 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 I will not stop, I am prepared to get to the top, yeah, you must be rare. You got one shot, life ain't fair. Are you gonna win or is your place scared? I will not stop, I am prepared to get to the top, yeah, you must be rare. Got 'em like, hey, I will not stop, I am prepared to get to the top, and you must be rare. Yeah, I'm on it, it's my calling, to be the